Councilmember Hawkins, present. Councilmember Shanklin, present. Councilmember Parrish-Wright, present. Councilmember Herndon,
Present.
Councilmember Purvis,
Present.
Councilmember Leninger,
Present.
Councilmember McCraney, here. Councilmember Mayo Weber,
Present.
Councilmember Owen,
Here.
Councilmember Raymond,
Here.
Councilmember Kramer,
Here.
Councilmember Joseph,
Here.
Councilmember Sines,
Here.
Councilmember Bass,
Here.
Councilmember Chapel, Councilmember Reed,
Here.
Councilmember Winkler,
Here.
Councilmember Parker, Councilmember Piagentini,
Here.
Councilmember Benson,
Present.
Councilmember Rui,
Here.
Councilmember Thrasher,
Here.
Councilmember Hudson, Councilmember Mobley Woolridge,
Here.
Councilmember Batchon,
Here.
President Atkinson.
Present.
President Atkinson, you have 24 to 4.
Fantastic. Councilwoman Raymond, I believe you got a speech tonight.
Yes, thank you. I'm happy to introduce Drew Harden. And we're lucky to have him tonight. Lucky that we fit into his schedule. Drew is a really busy guy. He is an adult resident student at the College for Living, which is an incredible program from a nonprofit located in District 10, but serving folks across the city called Dayspring. With support from Councilman Winkler, there was some money in our budget last year for Dayspring. The College for Living is a program for young adults with disabilities after leaving high school. It mirrors the college experience. They live in a one-bedroom apartment and every week take classes to learn independent living skills, culinary skills, financial literacy. There was a Facebook post a few days ago. The College for Living students were learning how to clean toilets. Drew already knew. And Drew holds down 2 jobs. He's been at Kroger since 2018, and he is a cookie baker. And he also has been at UPS since 2019. So I want to welcome Drew Harden.
Drew, let me just say this. It's our honor and our privilege to have you here with us tonight, so thank you, sir. Councilman Bass, I believe you have a special guest. You have the floor, madam.
All right, I'd like to introduce everyone to Alyssa Pollard. She is a distinguished student at Ballard High School and has demonstrated exceptional academic excellence by being ranked 4th in her class and earning the honor of valedictorian. Alyssa has achieved a historic milestone as the first Girl Scout in Southwest Louisville to earn the Gold Scout Gold Award, the highest recognition in Girl Scouting. Her Golden World project focused on advancing social, emotional, and learning for high school special education students, amplifying both compassion and innovation and addressing critical educational needs. She lives in District 14 and she's pretty amazing, so we would like to give her this proclamation right and honor her.
Privilege. Yes,
Madam, you have the floor.
thank you. I would like to say to Ms. Pollard, congratulations. District 7 is where Ballard High School resides, and I'm often over there, and I know that the students there are wonderful students, and you, no doubt, are the star performer, and I appreciate your valedictorian spirit, and I wish you the best in all that you endeavor. Both of my sons graduated from Ballard High School, and I know this is a city that says, what high school did you go to? And when you say Ballard High School, people will be proud. They know that that means something. So you're I'm very, very proud of you. Congratulations.
Madam Clerk, do we have any addresses to the council?
Yes, sir, we do.
All right, we have a different night tonight, folks, and to the public, as far as admonitions. Unlike the Kentucky State Legislature and Congress, which do not allow public speakers at random, this body has made a practice to allow the public to come in and speak before these council meetings on topics of their choosing. Since this council was formed over 25 years ago, it has used the same admonition at its meetings regarding public speaking. This admonition has been used with the intended purpose of maintaining decorum and dignity of these chambers. The admonition has included prohibiting the use of derogatory comments towards council members, not using profanity or curse words. Recently, this body was threatened with a lawsuit by Tina Burrell, a person who will be speaking here tonight. That threat of a lawsuit, including Ms. Burnell's position that the First Amendment allows speakers in these chambers to make derogatory statements towards council members. And her position is the First Amendment allows speakers in these chambers to use all the profanities and curse words they want, provided those words aren't threats to a person or cause violence. I've had constitutional lawyers look into this matter. As a result, I'm of the opinion that her legal claims on this particular matter, while other matters I disagree with legally on her and with her, while unfortunate, is likely correct. Thus, it appears that speaking in these chambers by the general public is now open to the Wild West. And curse words and profanity and derogatory speech will be permitted moving forward. As thus, I would say the new admonition is this to the public. Still, the speakers will be limited to 3 speakers per topic, either for or against. However, be prepared to use the profanity, curse words, and derogatory statements. Whether you find them morally offensive or not, you're likely to have a chance that you're going to hear those things. If you have young children here with you tonight, often people bring young children in with them, you may want to have some caution. For those people at home whose school-age children like to watch Metro TV in these chambers, maybe to learn about government, parents should beware of what is to potentially come. As the chair of this meeting, I will no longer be able to stop such. Thank you, Ms. Burnell, for expressing your legal opinion to us regarding the First Amendment, speakers in the chamber, and the right of people in this chamber, they're speaking, to make derogatory comments and use profanity as they choose. Madam Clerk, call the first speaker.
River Wood.
Good evening. My name is River Wood. I am a licensed massage therapist here in Louisville. I have been practicing for 22 years, and I've been operating a small business here for the past 11. I thoroughly support the cause to reduce human trafficking and to hold those accountable who commit crimes against other human beings. However, the new massage facility ordinance was written without sufficient input from the professionals it most affects. And the result is a policy that actually risks undermining safety, privacy, and public trust while placing new burdens on the businesses that already follow the law. People come to me when they're hurting, physically, emotionally. And the reason they walk through my door is because they trust me. This ordinance treats an entire licensed healthcare profession as though it exists under suspicion. The existence of criminal activity does not make an entire profession suspicious. Creating suspicion around legitimate healthcare practitioners does not build trust, it undermines it. Trust is not the byproduct of this work, trust is the work. This ordinance does not simply regulate massage therapists, It regulates the conditions under which trust is built between healthcare professionals and the people they serve. When government policies erode trust between practitioner and client, they don't just affect businesses, they affect the people seeking care. Some of the people we serve are among the very people this council is trying to protect. If a survivor of trauma knows they may be required to provide identification, be subject to surveillance, and receive care in a setting where treatment spaces cannot be secured for privacy and safety, they may not trust us to seek care. We, licensed practitioners, are deeply embedded in our communities. We know when something doesn't feel right. Policies that alienate legitimate professionals don't create more allies in the fight against exploitation. They create less trust between government and the people already doing things the right way. We all want trafficking stopped. The question is whether we are targeting criminals or targeting an entire profession because criminals sometimes misuse its name. I believe Louisville can address exploitation without compromising community trust. But to do that, licensed massage therapists must be treated as partners in the solution, not the problem to be solved. I respectfully ask this council to engage licensed massage therapists as partners in developing solutions and create measures that address criminal activity.
Thank you. Bill Wells?
Good evening. My name is Bill Wells, and I live at 9120 Coventry Lane, and I request the additional minute for reasonable accommodation. In the enthusiasm of starting college in 1970, my Sunday school teacher gave me encouragement to run for class president. But when I told my dad the plans, he said, "Quit." I won the election and would experience the bullying that until this last winter could not have words without the help of AI to describe what happened. If anything I learned in college with a motto from Ephesians 4:13 about the whole person is the challenge to question one's being for a whole life in learning perseverance and long-term commitment to a goal. So in choosing to speak before you regarding ethics, there are opportunities by which challenge in government offices where being a citizen could be improved. When I filed for office recently, the questions regarding my occupation and source of income posed an ethical dilemma. My occupation of being a citizen for 36 years has been costly. And when an elected official and staff bullied me off camera and no attorney could be found, this behavior reminded me of Ely Wiesell's comments. In a debate with students, the argument about the number of Jews killed during the Holocaust, Wiesell pointed out, if one citizen is killed, that is one too many. So in experiencing the murder and indirect murder of citizens who become labeled as the mentally ill, I'm compelled to remind you our problem is much deeper. The ability to create choices that elevate existence in the creation of laws for policing the community is an opportunity for learning, not training, engagement rather than escalation, love rather than indifference, and economic opportunities honoring the skills and passions of our better selves. So to be a citizen and also be a member of the body, we the people, the empowering force in our representative democracy is essential for our future. In experiencing the gifts of creativity, know that at one point in my life, even my venture into behavior similar to Officer Scott's victim. Did the security spare my life? I came here this evening to bear witness and to honor the space created by law to speak to you. And indeed, one can recover. But which body of governance will create, the empowering resources for learning in an enlightened community. Thank you.
Thank you.
Colette Wilson.
Good evening, council members. My name is Colette Wilson. I live in Councilman Jeff Hudson's 23rd district. I am also a licensed massage therapist entering my 20th year of operating my business in the 7th district. I'm here to strongly urge you to exempt licensed massage therapists from the massage facility ordinance. This ordinance as written does not reflect the reality of our profession. It mischaracterizes licensed massage therapy, creates unnecessary regulation, and causes harm to both practitioners and the people we serve. First, this ordinance places licensed massage healthcare providers within the same framework as illicit activity through its language and requirements. That undermines the legitimacy of our profession and the trust we have built with our clients and the medical community. Second, it creates barriers to care. Added fees, compliance requirements, and administrative burden will increase costs for many small businesses, which may force therapists to raise prices or close their businesses. Ultimately, this affects everyday people who rely on massage therapy for pain management, recovery, and overall wellness. This ordinance also raises serious privacy and safety concerns. Requirements involving surveillance and unlocked facilities may not improve safety and could create additional challenges for responsible practitioners. I believe these requirements may discourage clients from continuing to receive the care that they have come to trust and depend on. Finally, this ordinance creates an excessive burden on small, independently owned businesses. Requirements such as fingerprinting, inspections, and extensive record keeping make it harder for legitimate businesses to operate and grow. Licensed massage therapists are already regulated. We are trained, credentialed, and accountable under existing state law, including existing background check requirements, additional local regulations that duplicate those safeguards create unnecessary obstacles without improving public safety. I respectfully ask that you exempt licensed massage therapists from this ordinance and work with our professional community to create policies that protect public safety without harming legitimate health providers. Thank you.
Thank you. Misha Sozik.
Good evening. My name is Misha Sozik. I am a licensed massage therapist and owner of Embody Mindful Bodywork and Somatic Studio in District 9. I want to say clearly that I support Louisville's efforts to combat human trafficking and shut down illicit businesses operating under the guise of massage. My studio specializes in the use of somatic therapy and healing touch for people recovering from post-traumatic stress and its effects on the body, both of which deeply impact survivors of human trafficking. As a professional with extensive training in trauma recovery, I am acutely aware that trafficking causes profound harm and deserves serious, targeted enforcement. However, I am here to ask the council to amend this ordinance to exempt facilities owned by licensed massage therapists from the mandates requiring unlocked doors during business hours, installation of surveillance cameras, posting trafficking-related signage in our lobbies, and random biannual inspections. These specific requirements have the potential to cause real harm to clients with a history of traumatic stress, seeking support and practices offering therapeutic massage. When recovering from trauma, people need support and time in environments that signal safety. In small businesses without an employed receptionist, unlocked doors invite unannounced disruptions to care and erode the sense of safety that makes therapeutic work possible. Visible surveillance equipment can trigger feelings of being watched or trapped, Trafficking signage can activate painful memories of abuse or times when help was out of reach. The painful irony is that an ordinance intended to address trafficking may bring reminders of abuse directly into the treatment environments of those working hardest to recover from it. This concern is not limited to spaces specializing in trauma recovery. Many trauma survivors never disclose their trauma history. Instead, they seek out therapeutic massage to help them feel safe enough to rest, which can ease symptoms like anxiety, poor sleep, chronic pain, and persistent hypervigilance. When left unaddressed, can erode their health and their well-being. At Embody, we regularly receive referrals from physicians and mental health providers within our community, who also recognize the value of the care massage therapy provides. I'm not asking you to weaken protections against trafficking. I'm asking you to amend this ordinance in a way that clearly distinguishes therapeutic practices like mine from illicit operations. I chose this profession and my specialty because of my own history of sexual abuse, and respectfully ask that you consider the bravery, dignity, and privacy of people seeking healing in the local community. Thank you.
Good afternoon, council people. I think I talked to most of you all one-on-one. I won't use any profanity today. I usually don't do that, so don't worry. I'm here to talk about down payment assistance and home ownership. We've got some folks that are supporting home ownership here. And we should all support home ownership because it's very important to our community in a various amount of ways. I'm here to ask the Metro Down Payment Assistance Program be funded at a minimum of $3 million in the coming times, not the proposed $1 million, I think maybe $1.125 billion, I think is that. Appreciate that. Global needs affordable housing, including apartments and rental housing, but housing policy cannot be one-sided. We cannot invest almost exclusively in rentals while neglecting the path of homeownership. Homeownership is still the main way families build wealth, stability, and community investment. Renters build wealth for landlords. Homeowners build wealth for themselves and future generations. Cutting down payment assistance does more than reduce a budget line. It denies working families the chance to become homeowners. Teachers, healthcare workers, first responders, city employees, and many others can afford a mortgage, but not upfront costs. This program bridges the gap. The gap to homeownership, most times, is down payment assistance. For nearly 4 decades, it's helped families achieve the American dream, strengthen neighborhoods, expand the tax base, and create long-term community stakeholders. A $1 billion allocation will help some families, but fall far short of what the need is. With housing prices increased 71% in the last 10 years. As housing prices have increased 71% in the last 10 years. And persisting homeownership gaps, especially for low to moderate income families, reducing the program moves us in the wrong direction. Homeownership benefits are also broadly shared. Down payment assistance helps hundreds of families across the globe, spreading opportunities citywide. The question is not rental housing or homeownership, we need both. But a balanced housing strategy includes affordable apartments for renters and a pathway to homeownership for those who want to buy. Global's housing future includes both renters and homeowners who plant roots, stabilize neighborhoods, and build wealth and pass opportunity to the next generation. I respectfully ask the mayor in the future and the Metro County Council to restore funding to the Metro Down Payment Assistance Program to at least $3 million, and so that we can afford to have the program to last all year round. Thank you so much for your time and consideration.
Hello, I'm grateful to be here with all of you. Good evening, council members. My name is Anne Faree. I grew up here in Kentuckiana. I'm a longtime resident of District 8. I'm a UofL graduate and an elementary school computer science teacher. I also volunteer with the Plant-Based Treaty, and that is what brings me here this evening. I'm here to simply introduce myself and the treaty with the hope of our team connecting with each of you more soon. So what is the Plant-Based Treaty? It's a global grassroots campaign that was launched in 2021 as a companion to the Paris Agreement. The Paris Agreement addressed fossil fuel emissions, but left out food systems. The Plant-Based Treaty fills that gap. It encourages the addition of more plant-based options that are good for our environment and our health. Currently, 7 U.S. cities endorse the Plant-Based Treaty and 76 cities worldwide. Over 260,000 individuals have endorsed, including over 300 in the Louisville area. I started the Louisville chapter just about 10 months ago. Our chapter has 21 volunteers and is growing. We've been able to bring information about plant-based eating into the community by tabling at Veg Kentucky events and Abbey Grove on the river. We also support local businesses by spotlighting them on social media and by hosting our public monthly meetups with them. Our next one is this Sunday at 3:30 at Half Peach Bakery. I feel passionately that what we are doing is extremely needed here. Heart disease and cancer are by far the leading causes of death in our community. And I hear about this constantly, from people struggling with these diseases and from people who have reversed illness by eating more plants. As a teacher to 650 kids every week, I want what's best for them and their families. The Plant-Based Treaty is a great way for us to help people get the healthy food they need to thrive while also helping our environment. I believe Louisville is ready to take this step and become one of the top 10 U.S. cities to endorse. We are used to leading by example, like with our award-winning water, 600 plus heart transplants, the Olmsted Park system, a pioneering electric bus fleet, and bold renewable energy goals. Endorsing the Plant-Based Treaty aligns with who we already are. I'm sharing supporting materials, including an example resolution from Cambridge. The goal will be to build something tailored to Louisville. My hope is that we will build a resolution together that can achieve a unanimous vote by September 17th. I look forward to speaking with each of you soon and hearing your input for your district. Thank you for all you are doing and your time and consideration. Thank you.
I originally planned to bring up a couple of issues, but I decided I'd stick to one this time and then verbally beat you without the head and shoulders next time together. My name is Harry Cron. I'm a lifelong resident of Louisville, resident of District 9, and I'm a member of CLOUT. CLOUT stands for Citizens of Louisville Organized and United Together. We're made up of 26 congregations from all across Jefferson County who come together to push for local systemic change. Our work on housing began again after our fall listening process last year, where we heard from over 500 Louisvillians about their experiences and concerns. Housing was the overwhelming concern for all of them, and it's what our members voted to handle this year. In this year's budget, we're glad to see key programs like down payment assistance and the stabilization fund included, but we are disappointed that for the second year in a row, funding was cut for the Affordable Housing Trust Fund. Our city's unit shortage is at the root of our affordability crisis, and it fuels other problems like low quality housing and homelessness. The trust fund is the best and only tool that Louisville currently has to develop affordable housing units. Not because it's just a human issue, but it's an economic one as well. In 2019, the North Carolina Housing Finance Authority discovered that for every 100 families that moved to stable, affordable housing, added $2 million a year to the local economy. When you consider we have 30,000 units still to build here, 600 million is not a number you can ignore. But those are just numbers. Numbers aren't personal, and for tens of thousands of our constituents, this is a real and personal problem. What would you do tonight if you lost your housing? what would you be thinking about? Would you go to work tomorrow? Maybe. Would you be fully engaged? Probably not. Would you care if your children got their homework done? I don't think so. What about that baseball game? You're not going. You're gonna have two priorities. The first priority is gonna be, where will you and your children sleep tonight? Your second priority will be, where will you and your children sleep tomorrow? This is a question that 30,000 families ask every night. So we urge you to continue to fund the Affordable Housing Trust Fund over the next time, and the next budget, and the next budget, because this problem will not go away. Thank you.
Rhonda Campbell. Karen Frazier.
Good evening. My name is Karen Frazier. I reside in District 14 in Councilwoman Bass as our representative. I am before you this evening in support of the massage establishment ordinance. Specifically, I emphatically support the inclusion of state licensed massage therapists. Exempting LMTs would be a substantial blow to the effectiveness of this endeavor. I am 28 years into my professional career. I maintain licensure in Kentucky, Indiana, and Virginia. I wear many hats in this industry: practitioner, instructor, regulator, volunteer, and advocate. Full disclosure, I serve as a board member for both a state agency and a national association. For clarity, I served on this task force as an LMT, and I am here before you this evening as an LMT. The opinions and statements I offer are my own and do not represent any agency or aforementioned affiliation. This ordinance is not perfect, but it is the necessary beginning. In my volunteer and advocate capacity, I've become well versed in human trafficking and illicit massage businesses. Metro is not unique in our struggles to combat this horrific stain on society. I applaud the council for taking this step. The illicit business model has hijacked our profession. This is not new. Massage has historically been linked to illicit activity. However, it has become a $5 billion annual revenue generator with a vast, well-funded, well-networked footprint. Our industry is divided on everything from hospitality to healthcare, HIPAA, no HIPAA, education and regulation, to definitions and scope of practice. Massage education is lacking, creating a deficit of informed professionals. Bad actors and opportunists have masterfully taken advantage of our divisive climate. The one thing we can all agree on is no one is in favor of trafficking or the illicit takeover of our profession. To combat it, we must begin somewhere, and we will all experience growing pains of the process. These regulatory efforts provide the most effective opportunity for progress. You will never eradicate or arrest away the desire or the tenacity of criminals to capitalize on it. Experience has taught us that arrest alone cannot deter or eliminate criminal activity. Victim-centered, multifaceted, multi-agency efforts are yielding success across our nation. These are tools that allow for swift action in addition to arrest, temporary incarceration, and lengthy waits for trial. There are several provisions in this ordinance with which I do not agree. There is terminology that can be improved, and ambiguity exists in all legislation. I will close with these statistics. Currently in the United States, illicit massage businesses outnumber McDonald's locations. And nationally, it is estimated that 1/3 of these illicit businesses have at least one person with a valid state-issued massage therapy license. We know this to have some validity as evidenced by recent Louisville news. The IMB's business.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Kimberly.
President Ackerson, I disagree with your gross mischaracterization of my First Amendment complaint, but I am honored that my efforts have led this body to cease decades of unconstitutional censorship of public speech. I stand before you tonight because 19 of you, including 10 Republicans, voted to use taxpayer money to file a lawsuit against me. At least you got a threat first. For nearly 11 months, you have remained silent, indifferent, and complicit in the harm being inflicted upon my family. My legal fees are now over $13,000, and that's just the monetary cost. Let's not forget the Jefferson County Attorney's Office. Their legal advice was so questionable that their first instinct was to suggest a lawsuit to silence the person for calling them out. Metro Council versus Tina Burnell isn't about protecting the public's interest, it's damage control. The $6 million lawsuit settlement with LDG was signed and finalized the very same day that you filed a lawsuit against me. That was never about protecting litigation strategy. It was punitive, malicious, and retaliatory, an outrageous abuse of your elected positions and a gross misuse of taxpayer money. The audacity it took for each of you to cast such a vote is staggering. Some of you wouldn't recognize ethics or integrity if it slapped you in the face. Yet in a near 42-minute closed session last July, you were persuaded to weaponize public resources and the full weight of Metro government against me, one woman. It wasn't a show of strength or leadership. It was a panicked miscalculation of epic proportions. It was cowardice and conformity. And now I have a message for you. You serve and work for the people of Louisville, not the other way around. When citizens or even former employees speak truth to power, your responsibility is to answer. Your responsibility is to be transparent and accountable, not to launch a legal attack on the taxpayer's dime. Public service means serving the public, not the institution, not fellow politicians, and certainly not a culture that demands silence over accountability. Your attempt to intimidate and silence me has only strengthened my resolve. The more each of you slander me behind my back, the more people see exactly who you are, taxpayer-funded bullies. Lastly, I want to thank Council Members Hawkins, Joseph, Chappell, and Leninger for having the courage and decency to withstand the pressure to participate in this disgraceful action. Unlike those of you who operate behind closed doors, I have nothing to fear from the truth. I look forward to my day in court, and I trust that transparency, accountability, and facts will prevail where political power and lawfare have failed. See you there.
Next, we have the approval of the minutes for the regular June 11, 2026. Are there any corrections or deletions?
Second.
Items on before us, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
In opposition? In opposition, the minutes are approved as written. Next, we have approval of the following committee minutes from 2026. The regular committee of the whole, June 11th. The special budget, June 15th. The regular planning and zoning, June 16th. The regular labor and economic development, June 16th. The regular public works, June 16th. The regular government oversight, audit and appointments, June 16th. The regular equity, community affairs, housing, health, and education, June 17th. The regular appropriations, June 17th. The regular public safety, June 17th. The regular parks and sustainability, June 18th.
Through every note, every performance, the arts connect us. The arts connect us through joy and through awe, bridging cultures and generations. From intimate theaters to the grandest stages, the arts bring us together, reminding us that we're never truly alone. When we experience the arts, we experience each other. Kentucky Performing Arts. The arts connect us.
Hey y'all, I'm Attica Scott, former Kentucky State Representative, and you're joining me today on State Watch Nights.
We will continue to provide updates as we have more information.
Former Kentucky State Representative, and you're joining me today on State Watch Nights.